Once again, good morning all of you.
Good morning, sir.
I'm not a lecturer or a professor here. I come directly from the industry. So I have no culture, what you see from the academia. And anyway, let us straight away go into the subject because we are running short of time, I believe. After the globalization, I think after the 90s, people are talking about logistics. Logistics is not new to the world. It has been happening everywhere. Today when I was coming across the Mysore roads, I could see the market, local market. And whoever crossing that area, have you ever thought that, all these vegetables being sold here, how it has come to this place, how it is purchased, warehoused, transported and distributed to wherever it is. This is what logistics is all about. So in our place, in my village, the old lady used to tell a small problem. Brinjal is 25 paise, and to bring the brinjal into your kitchen is 75 paise. So do you understand? In Tamil, Kattarikya Kapanam and Somaguli Mukkapanam, they used to say. So this is a very old proverb, and which give the importance of logistics. The cost of the brinjal is only 25 when it is purchased in the farm. But bringing the brinjal or any vegetable or any commodity that matter to your consuming place, that makes 75 paise. So the whole 1 rupee is consists of 25% of the cost of the material and 75% is the percentage given for logistics. Now you can understand the importance of logistics. I belong to the 75% of the industry where I have been working in the logistic industry for the past 35 years. Now, recently, about 15 to 20 days back, our Prime Minister Narendra Modi has spoken about logistics. You ask me how, why? He has spoken about the logistic cost in particular in India. Really surprising. A politician and a ruler and a Prime Minister level who is talking about the logistic industry. Really I am surprised because we have been in the industry for many years and we know that the details or the discussion about this logistics, such a vast industry, has not been taking place in the intellectual discourse. Nobody seems to be, the intellectual community is not discussing, is not speaking, is not writing about the logistics. And that is the reason. When you talk about logistics, mostly, nobody is having any idea about what is logistics, though they are greatly involved in logistics. So that is the reason. When I was called by my friend Professor Surendra, I also wanted to come here. And because now I started living away from the industry, but still I can share my opinion what is logistics is all about and what type of an importance to be given to the logistic industry by the younger generation, by the people. That is what I wanted to share with you. When the Prime Minister spoke about the logistics, he was very particular about the cost. Today, there is a irking fact that the cost of the logistics, that is really disturbing, because if you consider globally, the logistic cost of the trade, the commerce, is 5 to 6% in the developed countries, maybe in Europe or in the US or in Japan or in any other developed countries. They are able to bring the logistic cost to 5 to 6%. But whereas India is having the logistic cost of 15 to 16%. You can understand that is a big difference of 10% difference when we compare the logistic cost globally and with the Indian context. Now what is the reason? What is the reason for this cost difference? Which is definitely, it will definitely have an impact on the economy. and how to reduce this cost. And if you want to understand this, you have to understand the history of this logistic industry. When I say the history, I have read recently a book called The Periplus of the Erythraean Sea, which was written in the 1st century. And it has come to India after the translation. It went to English and then into, I have read it in Tamil. In 1977, the book was published here. The book is about the logistics or the trade practices where the Roman traders or the Egyptian traders who were traveling using the Mediterranean Sea and coming to Alexandria. And from Alexandria, they traveled south to Juliopolis. And from there, they have traveled towards south of Cactos. And again, they have come to a place called Mussel, which is the first harbor in the Indian Sea. Earlier, they were calling the sea as Indian Sea only because they wanted to reach India. So that place, the Mussel, is a port located in Eritrea. You must be knowing it's a Red Sea country. And there's a place called Mussel, that's the first port of call for the Alexandrian and Egyptian traders traveling towards India. Now, the important thing is, today we are talking about multimodal transport, multimodal transport or multimodal logistics. Multimodal transport is nothing but a cargo being carried by rail, and the same cargo is carried by road, and the same cargo is carried by flight, and then it is delivered. You have different legs of transportation, and all this is compiled. And when we compile this, because when we talk about a vegetable is being carried from different places and brought to the market, there are different legs of transportation the vegetable has faced, and so many vendors are individually involved. But when we are talking about connecting all these together, there is a need of a logistic player, and the logistic player is capable of controlling the traveling or the transportation of the same cargo by sea, by the same cargo air and the road and the rail, all that he is able to connect. And he is called a multi-modal transport operator or a multi-modal logistic player. This is not new. It is not new in India. It is the very old. When I was referring you the periplus of the Erythraean Sea, they were talking about the Alexandrian traders or the Egyptian traders coming to India. They were taking the first port of call at Mussel, and they were making a 40 days of sea transportation from the Mussel port to Indian port called Musseri, and 40 days have been spent in the sea travel. And they were able to combine. And at that time, there was a Roman Empire. When the book is recorded in the 1st century, in the sense, it was before Christ. The things, whatever the commerce and trade taken place before Christ, that time of trade is being recorded in the periplus of Erythraean Sea. Now, what I want to mention here is, our great, the people who have written about this is, they are talking about a document. The document of the traders commerce took place in that area through the Mediterranean Sea. The traders were capable of getting a trade, they sold in India, and the Indian products are taken from India and sold in Rome or in the Roman Empire. They were able to connect and they were able to make an agreement, and this agreement was approved by the Roman Empire and also by the Pandya kings who were ruling the Musseri port sitting in Madurai. You know where is Madurai? Madurai is quite far from Musseri. So from the distant places, they were able to approve this trade agreement, and now the multi-modal transport document or a multi-modal transport operator is not new. It's very, 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 very old. Now the same way now China is today, they are talking about the one belt, one road, all that you must be knowing. Because if you are involved in logistics or if you are involved in trade and commerce, how Professor Ross are also saying about China, how they want to dominate. Now they are renewing the Silk Road. They are renewing the Silk Road. So it is not only India is having supremacy in the transporting goods through the road. India is definitely in the 1,000 years. when we are talking about the Cholas, the Rajendra Chola, he was capable of winning over Kadaram. He was called Kadaram Kondan. Kadaram Kondan not because of the lust of winning over the land or not because of winning over a war. No. He was getting complaint from the traders who were traveling from India on the east coast and going to China, going to Thailand. That time the names were different. You know, they were going and they were facing a lot of problems in the sense there was a piracy. There was a piracy in the Malacca Strait. There was a piracy in the South China Sea. So there was complaint coming to the king, and the king is capable of doing something, and there is a problem. I will win over that region. And this is not because of the lust. Our kings have gone to different places and captured many places, not because of the lust of the land or not because of the lust winning over. No, it is I want to protect my trade. That importance was here. This is a lesson for us. The kings, the old kings were respecting the trade, respecting the logistics, because these people are bringing me money, bringing me money to my kingdom. All that was respected. That is what I wanted to mention. Now, so the logistics activity is not new, and it is very old only. But today, what has happened now? I told you in the beginning, the Prime Minister is talking about the logistic cost is very high in India. Today, at least, a politician or a ruler is capable of understanding, oh, well, what is logistics? And this logistics cost is very high in India. I am very happy because this is logistics subject has become a discourse of the people now. At least it has somebody who is in a ruling power has spoken about the logistics cost. Definitely the academia or intellectual crowd will definitely talk about this, and there will be a solution for this. This is my understanding, and this is my hope. Now, many countries are talking about we are, very strategically located. Imagine the global, the map of the globe. Spread it in front of you. See, where is India? You see, India is on the center of the west and the east. If you are able to visualize, India is in the center. When the globalization took place, there were manufacturing places and there were places of consumption. Now, Europe wanted to consume, Europe in the sense the US and the Europe and all these places, they did not want to keep a production unit there in their places. The reason is the pollution. If I am making a product, there will be a lot of pollution. I don't want any pollution in my country, and for my consumption, I want to purchase from somewhere. No, automatically, that has opened up places for manufacturing, industries to come up in the Far East region, China, Thailand, Korea, India, Sri Lanka, Bangladesh, all these places, we got manufacturing contracts. But now, most of the manufacturing was done in the Far East area. For example, Thailand, China, Japan, all these places. Now, there was a situation, there is a situation arising where, and the Far East countries which were manufacturing goods, they cannot keep the finished products. Because if an industry is there, there will be a lot of transporting, logistics, warehousing, and all that. So now I am in the one particular industry is there that is receiving raw material, receiving semi-finished good, and making a finished good, and I cannot keep all that in one place. So there is a space crunch in the manufacturing areas, and these commodities have to go to Europe, but all these commodities, all the products which are, season-based, for example, a Diwali sales, or a Christmas sale, or a New Year sale, like that, these goods have to be delivered in their destinations where it is being sold. Now, this particular situation gave a birth of a warehousing idea, and now the global players have decided, okay, we can move the consignments, we can move the cargo from the Far East area, and on the way, we cannot deviate from the route, but on the way, we have to keep it somewhere, and from there, ready to serve basis, it will be delivered in the Europe or the US market. The place selected was India, my dear gentlemen. My dear students and my dear friends, India got a very, very good chance of, like winning over and reaching to the old maritime supremacy. And because of no knowledge, because of no idea, because of no dedication about the business, because of no public or intellectual discourse. Nobody was talking about this because this is a very big business opportunity. Nobody realized this, and it is gone. Many people, Bangladesh, Sri Lanka, and Pakistan, and in most of the Arabian countries. Today I will tell you, I have not brought here any statistics to tell you or to worry, but the cargo, India itself, it is not the cargo from the Far East region is stored or warehoused or transit via India. It's Indian market itself, Indian hinterland itself. India is a very big hinterland. Now, Indian hinterland itself is having that much of a cargo because we are blessed, a tropical country. We are a blessed tropical country. You know, Kanyakumari starts with 8 degree, 8 minute north from the equator. And you see, I am able to see you. I am able to work 365 days, and my country is blessed with mineral wealth, agricultural wealth, industrial wealth, and in addition to that, there are people, lovable people, dedicated people everywhere, from Kashmir to Kanyakumari, Haldia to Mundra, Kandla. People, the widespread country has dedicated workers, my dear, skilled workers. These people, anytime, whatever may be the disaster, they jump up and start working. This type of people you will not be able to find in Europe. You will not be able to find in China. China, I'll tell you, today, China, most of the time, it is not blessed like India, it's a tropical country. Beijing, if you go there, the climate will reduce up to minus 10 degrees Celsius. I have not seen in anywhere in India reaching below minus 1 or 2 or 3 or anything. That means, you know, the country is blessed and we have very dedicated people, but still the logistic cost in India is very high. What is the reason? We are not able to realize. And I have told you, the India, instead of talking about the opportunities we got through globalization, we have missed, but still India is a very big hinterland. Do you understand? Hinterland is the place where manufacturing takes place. In the manufacturing taking place, India, whatever cargo on import, whatever cargo on export, there is so much of cargo is going out of India and coming into India. Now, what is happening? We have no ships. We have no ships in India to carry our own commerce. This is really pathetic, really killing you. And now today we are talking, we are celebrating 76th year of independence. And we wanted to go on to one religion, one ration card, all that we are talking. But at least don't you understand, so much of a cargo potentiality you have. You don't have Sudesi ships to carry it. 96 to 97% of the Indian cargo is carried by foreign ships. That itself is a disaster, do you understand? This is a disaster in logistics. Because every day, day in and day out, so much of money is being drained from Indian economy as ocean freight to foreign carriers. They don't have ship owners. We have only 7% of Indian ship owners carrying Indian cargo coming to India. This is what the realization which has to come to people, general public. Let it become a discourse. Let them ask questions to the rulers. What happened to our ships? We were having supremacy, maritime supremacy in the 13th century, 14th century and the 15th century. What happened to that? We were having armadas. No, today you are talking about Spanish armada, British armada. Before all these people, our armadas were flourishing and it was going into the east. Today, now our cargo from the hinterland of India, from the Indian hinterland, the westbound cargo is, controlled by Singapore. The southbound cargo is controlled by Colombo, and the westbound cargo is controlled by Dubai. All these ports are how many years? They are just born babies. Singapore is designed out of Madras port, and Dubai, just born port, and the Colombo is again not older than any Indian port. But what happens now? From all these Indian ports, talking from Haldia and from this side, on the east side Haldia, on the west side Kandla, Mundra, all these places, feeder vessels are going to all the Singapore and Colombo and Dubai. Pathetic situation. Don't we realize the importance of our own business? See, when we are going for a port project, when we are going, I want to make a port project, right? On the coast, we make a survey. And the survey, the first question asked here is, you want to go for a port, right? You want to go for a private port. Do you want to own a port? Do you have a captive cargo? No, a port can be run with 100% of the cargo, and if you have sources for your own cargo of 25%, your project is sanctioned. Now, my dear gentlemen, with this answer, you face the situation. My 97% of the import and export cargo of Indian origin is carried by foreign ship owners. What is the answer? Do you understand what I mean? When a small project asks for a 20% of a captive cargo, and when we have a captive cargo of 7% in India, we don't have national carriers. Pathetic situation. So then, if you don't realize this, first of all, how can you ask the logistic cost? You have no qualification. You have no qualification to ask about what is logistic cost. First of all, what are all to be attended? When we are talking about colonization, the colony, the Portuguese, the Dutch and the French and all these people have looted India. Of course they have looted India. But they were capable of maintaining the floating asset and the land assets. They were capable of having these many ships and these many ports to handle the ships. Now today we are talking about, here the economic activity is isolated, I think. Isolated thinking and isolated deliveries and isolated results. There is nobody to complain. There is no vision. And towards the vision, India should be a superpower commercially. For that, what is our vision? That is not there, pathetically. And it does not mean there is no port, there is no logistics, there is no lorry transport, there is no air cargo going, all that are going. But these are all happening, segmented, different places. It is happening. But there is no vision. In the port sector, everything is a firefighting activity in India. Every problem is like a firefighting. One fire is there, I attend, my officials are there, port official, custom official. And again, all these people, somebody was talking about the supply chain management stakeholders. In supply chain management, we have to understand what is my stand. I am a stakeholder. Port is not the authority. Port is a stakeholder. Customs is not the authority, it's a stakeholder. DG shipping is not the authority, it's a stakeholder. Exporter is a stakeholder, importer is a stakeholder, stevedore is a stakeholder, steamer agent is a stakeholder, ship owner is a stakeholder. People have to understand I am one of the stakeholder of this supply chain management, and I don't want these links to lose. And in the supply chain, suddenly customs is saying, this is the rule. According to so-and-so rule, modification, notification, amendment, all this, don't do it. Please understand. Because I am from the real industry. I am able to understand people are facing problems. For example, a project, big project was coming. And he could have calculated of his whatever arrivals toward the project for 1 year or 2 years till the completion of the project. Suddenly one port will say, my port tariff will increase. Suddenly customs will come out, another customs duty. Suddenly DG shipping will come that this many years old ship cannot be allowed to carry the cargo. What will happen to the project? The project cost will increase. Please understand, these are all what type of micro level problems creating a macro impact. That is to be understood, my dear gentlemen. This is what the younger generation, the students of the country, the flame of the progress, the next generation should understand this. Make it as a public discourse. Let debates happen. Let discussions happen in the television. Let public meetings be conducted and talk about logistics. Do you understand? Unless and until, see, for the ruler, again I want to mention, our Prime Minister has spoken about the logistic cost, which is very high in India, and it has to be reduced. Then when you make a statement, is there any solutions lined up? What are you going to do? What is your policy for the ports? Today in India, we have 13 major ports and almost 6 to 7 big major private ports. Like for example, Mundura, Dhamra, Krishnapatnam, all these are private bigger ports and almost 200 minor ports are there. Still, I am able to see idle minor ports which have been used by the Portuguese, Dutch, French and all these places. So they were able to realize the importance of the coast, and you are not able to understand what they have done, and there is a role model already available. And we have idle assets on the coast, my dear gentlemen. This is to be understood. That is what my appeal is. Through this discussion, through this conference, I am appealing to the government. Please understand the strength. Make a SWOT analysis. What is our strength in shipping? What is our opportunities available in shipping and logistics? What is the weakness we have and what are the threats we have in the industry? That is to be understood, and this message has to go to the government. And let us see, as a politician, as a ruler of the country, let you have a vision. But vision is be the vision. There is no mission to go to the vision. That has to be there, no? So that is why I say these type of conferences, discussions will create awareness about logistics. And so why do I say awareness has to be created? The awareness is not there. But we are involved in logistics. We know what is logistics. We have been, without knowing or not knowing, we are in the logistic industry. One of the stakeholders, BST widows, steamer agents, the ship owner or a C&F agent. Today, Dadabhai Navroji, in the olden days, prior to the independence, he wrote about a theory called rain theory. You must be in your academies, you must be knowing it. And British also looting the country, taking the raw material very less cost and bringing the finished products and selling it in our market itself. That means, by the way, the Indian economy is looted. Today, through shipping and logistics, Indian industries are looted to the core. Every day, millions and millions worth of American dollars are drained out of Indian economy as a freight payment. Air freight payment, sea freight payments, payment on containers, payment on bulk shipping, all that spent on American dollars. Right? Suppose if we would have had our own ships, would have had our own containers, own freight forwarders, all this money should have been rotated in the country, in Indian economy, so that it could have created trade opportunities, employment opportunities, direct and indirect opportunities can be created. No, this is not, it is not a big fact. It is not a big thing which I am revealing. Known to everybody. It is known to everybody. Realize, हमको क्या है? हमारा काम चल रहा है बस. This is the opinion. I don't understand because see, today I want my breakfast. Today I want my lunch. Today I want my dinner to be served at my place. But how it has reached is that realization simply. If any one of us, if every one of us have, and ask the rulers, they're bold enough to ask the rulers. Yes? Tamil, I'll finish. If you are bold enough to ask the rulers, because we don't ask questions. We don't ask questions to the rulers. It's very good. I wanted to participate in this, and I wanted to tell this because every one of us has a stakeholders in the country's development, country's economy. And it is not only logistics. I am a stakeholder in the Indian economy. As a contributor, we have not realized the contributing communities also. Because I actually don't want you to mention about this. There is a community called Baradas community, who are the sailing communities who were contributing to the nation in the sailing industry. Rajendra Chola used these Barada communities and crossed the Bay of Bengal. He was using Bay of Bengal as a lake, not as a sea. He was, what is the difference between the lake and the sea? Sea is turbulent and lake is silent. And Rajendra Chola was capable of crossing this Bay of Bengal and capturing Kadaram, and he was using Bay of Bengal as a lake. That means that much of intelligence, that much of capacity, that much of brilliance and knowledge was there with the community called Baradas, who were Indians. They are still there. We don't understand. We don't respect the, like Swadeshi skills, first of all. Let us understand. Let us respect the Swadeshi skills and the Swadeshi spirit, like marine spirit. These people are sailors. They are reduced to fishermen. Please understand there is a vast difference between the fishermen and the sailors. They have gone across the countries, developed trade and commerce. They have to be. I don't say go to a particular community and recognize them. No, you understand from India, it's a peninsular country. It's a peninsular country. You are blessed with two coasts, not like China. China is having only one coast. And the western area is completely landlocked. And the eastern area is only opened up. And in that open up area also, most of the time, 6 months in the year, it is frozen. It is frozen. India, in the two vibrant sea coasts, west coast of India, east coast of India, have you seen frozen seas? Very good climate. You can use it. So, when we say, when we have a vibrant and a beautiful coast, two coasts in India, 8,118 kilometers long coastline India, so many things can happen. But if you have a will, you have to have a will. Today, when I say China is having only one coast, and that is always, most of the time it is frozen, and they have in the top 10 performing ports, 7 ports are from China. Please understand. What should have happened in India? India should have a vibrant both coasts, east coast of India and the west coast of India. We should have at least one port in the top 10 list. No. And you know what is the percentage of Indian ship owning? 1% in the global world. We should have at least 10%, 15%. Why? Why not there? 76 years of independence. 76 years of independent Swadeshi trade and commerce. And there is a big hole. And through that hole, there is a big drainage of foreign exchange going out of our country. And we are saying, oh, we are poor. We are not at all poor. We are very rich. Thank you very much.